Hello to all my BPTV fans, YouTube fans, Facebook fans, and new fans that are going to watch this show. We appreciate all of you. We do this out of our BPTV studios. I do a show called The Talking Machine Show. It's a spinoff from my Pittsburgh Sportsline sports show where I'm known as Alan Levine, The Talking Machine. So I'm honored to have a guest on my 7th show who is a champion boxer. I'm going to let him introduce himself. I haven't seen him in a couple years, and we need an update. Please tell us your name.
Al Levine, The Talking Machine. Thank you very much for having me.
You're welcome.
My name is Josh Himes. I am a professional boxer, former All-America's champion. Proud to be here and be back in Pittsburgh. We moved back to the city 2 years ago from Nashville, Tennessee, and we're proud to be back in our hometown.
Great to have you here. You're doing some exciting things. I know there's different chapters in your life. You have a beautiful wife that I'm friends with, Bryn. She's going to be on. We're going to alternate the hosts here with the guests. And they have 3 beautiful kids, and they're just fantastic, but they're going to be in the waiting room that we just created. So we're going to have a fun night. And you asked about having you on a show because you're doing something exciting. And I have this. I don't know if you can see it, on the camera here, but I'll put it up. And Josh, how did you get involved in this?
So, crazily, as Al said, we are going to switch off and on with my wife, Bryn, and myself, go back and forth.
Yes.
Because we do have 3 kids, 3 years old and under, that are here with us. We tried to do it with all of us as a family. Didn't work out too well, so I'm going to switch off and on.
Okay.
Last month, they reached out to us about the Rise USA tour to come on tour with the family, the 3 kids, plus my father-in-law, because we needed man-to-man coverage.
Sure.
We were outnumbered. We were in zone defense and
understand.
out.
I'm a sports guy.
Yeah,
I'm a sports guy.
We needed the help.
You got to have a game plan, and you need the coaches and players in the game.
Yes, and we matched them up, perfect pair up.
You survived because you're back in Pittsburgh.
Yes, a month later, we started off in California, went to Oregon, Washington, Idaho.
How many
Utah.
stops did you make?
I think we did 17 stops.
Okay, we'll check with Bryn.
Yeah, check with Bryn. But I think it was like 17 stops in like 30 cities. Quite a bit of.
Let me just explain this. I'm a rational guy, but that sounds sort of crazy.
Crazy with just Bryn and I, even crazier with the kids.
Right.
But the tour has been an absolute blessing for us. The tour is a Rise USA tour. It stands for Faith, Family, and Freedom. Which obviously those are 3 topics that we are passionate about. Faith, we're built on faith. Obviously, we give God the glory for everything. So we're very big Christians.
Sure.
Family, we live the family part of it.
3 kids in 3 years, you're a very good family.
Yeah, we live the family part of that. And freedom, obviously. America's built on freedom. It gives us the ability to be able to do this interview.
Sure, and to speak.
Yes, and that's what the tour stands for, and that's what we're fighting for. And getting ready for next week, July 21st, a week from today, from 4 to 8, right in front of the Beaver County Courthouse, where the gazebo's at. We're going to have an event, which is the Rise USA Tour is coming with 4 major tour buses.
How many people are in your tour? Like you have people like Bryn and other stars that sing, I would assume, because she's a great singer. I've even heard a few of her songs that she wrote, and I'll just tell you, she's very good.
Thank you. She's my better half.
I understand. I think she got the 51%, and
I'll
you're
take
at the
40,
49.
I'll take 49.
Okay,
That's
I knew you could
good.
understand that. Okay, we'll carry on. So she performs.
So Bryn is one of the headline singers, as well as Karen Staley. And then there's the MC, Trent Luce. Other speakers are Robert David Steele, Kevin Jenkins, Sheriff Richard Mack. And there's a few other ones.
Bryn can fill in what you don't bring out, so I'm not testing you because you got a lot of things going on. I know you were there, and every day had to be, I'll put it kindly, an adventure.
An absolute adventure. So, and then we're going to have, for the event for next week, we're going to have some local speakers as well coming out to help out with the tour, to do some additional speaking prior to the main event. Just like boxing, we have like a co-main event and then a main event.
Oh, okay. So thanks for the analogy. I appreciate it.
4 to 6 will be the co-main event. 6 to 8 will be the Rise USA Tour main event.
And will there be activities and other things there?
It has taken off further than we could have ever imagined.
Okay.
We partner with Brewster's Ice Cream to give free ice cream to all first responders, which include obviously EMS, fire, and police.
Brewster's is 1 mile from my house in Bethel Park. It's like a half mile from the studio. We enjoy it.
It's a win. It's already a win.
Double win.
They also said they're going to do free ice cream for military and children.
My son's a Navy guy.
Done. He's getting free ice cream. So shout out to Brewster's for that because it's amazing. Anybody you know who's a first responder, bring them out to the event. Let them get some free ice cream.
Sure.
And let everybody know that obviously we back the first responders and America needs you.
Sure. No, I appreciate it. Sounds like an exciting event. Different speakers from all walks of life here and
For sure.
all on the same page.
Absolutely.
Trying to do something good.
I love we love it. It's been so fun to get to meet so many like positive minded people because the tour is all about
What was
positivity.
one of the best? I know you had at least 17 dates, maybe more. Do you have any memory of like one of the better ones that sticks in your mind? Was there a certain one that may have been a little bit better than the others, or was there one that was worse than the others? Or we won't go there. We'll go positive.
We'll keep positive note.
I just thought about kids.
Mount Rushmore was absolutely beautiful. We spent the 4th of July in South Dakota at Mount Rushmore. It was the coolest thing.
Sure.
I mean, just the
That's American history right there.
exactly.
4 of our top presidents.
It was the coolest thing to see. I mean, I'd highly recommend anybody travel out to see Mount Rushmore.
No, I always wanted to go see it. I haven't made it yet, but I'm glad you beat me to it there, brother. So I appreciate that.
It was the first time going to the state, and the family loved it.
Yeah, that is great. And how many people are at these different tour dates? How many do you think, just
So,
roughly?
for example, for Mount Rushmore,
Yeah.
we had roughly about a 2,000 people crowd.
Nice.
So it was nice turnout.
Sure.
That's usually about the average, depending on the city.
No, I just wondered.
Some cities are smaller, which is a little smaller crowd.
Sure.
For Beaver County, we're expecting a nice turnout.
Good.
Good turnout.
No, and there'll be Brewster. Any other food trucks or anything else
yes,
there?
we have curbside
I figure we'll
casino.
talk about that, and we can get Brendan into the other details
Yes,
with the
yeah.
performances. How am I doing so
You're
far?
Al's been doing good. And so we started talking even before this started today. Al and I go way back for like Cadillac seats from 6 years.
Yes,
He was our MC at our wedding.
I'm honored.
He was, I mean, but before I even met Brendan, we were doing interviews.
Yes.
So we have a good history that we go way back. I have a lot of respect for Al.
Thank you.
I reached out to him immediately when we came back in town, knowing the tour was coming to Pittsburgh, to let this more be known, obviously.
Sure.
The more people know about this tour, the better off it'll be because it's a positive tour. It's for unity.
Okay.
Anybody fighting for faith, family, freedom, and who's proud to
The
be
big
from America.
three. Big
Yeah.
three there. I like that.
Yes.
No, that sounds great. No, you set it up perfectly for Bryn. We could bring her in. You want to add anything else to it? Like, how's your traveling? How do you travel to these different places?
We travel with 10 suitcases.
10. Wow.
10 suitcases. One's full of diapers. One's full of wipes.
Yeah.
One's with a pack and play.
Right.
3 car seats. We travel deep.
And you had a heck of a stroller you brought in here, a 3-seater.
That's a big that's Tactical Baby Gear's wagon, the best wagon.
You're kidding.
Narrow to fit through a doorway, third one up to go off-roading.
No, it did perfectly. You handled it right around the wires, the cameras, and a bag. There was a bag in your way. You did well.
Pop a little Willie.
No, but do you travel in your own vehicles? Is there a bus, or how does that work?
Fortunately, whenever we arrived at the airport in Sacramento, we walk out of the terminal, and there is a huge tour bus waiting for us to pick us up. It was the.
That is great.
I mean, I never had my whole career. Never had a tour bus to ourselves.
Sure.
We had a tour bus for the family.
You're kidding.
So for the whole family, for the 3 kids,
What an honor.
it was just such a blessing.
Oh, yeah, that had to be great. You got plenty of room.
Plenty of room, and we got a lot of rest. I got more rest on tour than I did now.
Wow, that's amazing.
Back to work, baby.
Yes. And what do you do for a living now? What's your job?
I'm still in the Ironworkers Union.
Okay.
I've been in the union now for about 9 years.
I know. I remember you talked about it because I had friends that did ironworking, and that's a tough job.
It's a very tough job. A lot of respect for the
And
ironworkers.
you're at risk. You're at risk on some of these jobs too.
Extremely.
More than the average job. See, I know a couple things.
Absolutely. So the last couple years, I got out of the ironworking. I'm still contracted as an ironworker.
I
but I work for
understand. When you're in the
McCall's.
union, you stay there, and
Yes.
if you have to pay some dues, you keep that
pay-
card.
Yes.
I understand. I was a union guy for 36 years at the Pittsburgh Press and Post Gazette.
So you absolutely get it.
Negotiated 7 multi-million-dollar contracts, not to impress you, from the age of 22.
I didn't do that. That's going to be hard to top. I'm
not a one-upper, but go ahead.
That one up me for sure. Maybe two up me. I'm a health and safety manager now.
I'm so proud of you doing that. I saw you announce that.
It's
Just to help others. To me, I get a great feeling like helping you and Bryn and other people on my shows.
Love it.
I do it all the time. That's in my nature. But don't you feel great when you're helping others?
especially people like in our own community. I joined the fire department and center.
Wow.
So I'm a firefighter and paramedic.
You're covering it all.
I'm trying, because like you said, I wanted to give back. Once I retired from boxing,
Sure.
I retired last year from boxing.
Right.
I still have an itch for doing things.
Understand.
So the fighting
and
game
you
is
look
still
in
me.
great shape. I won't mention how lean you look, but you look lean.
We'll take that to the
Sorry.
bank. We'll talk about that later. So I wanted to
I couldn't resist.
No, thanks, Al. Thanks a lot. I wanted to join the fire department so I could help out in our community, make a difference. So fighting to firefighting, one and the same.
Yes.
In paramedic school, and I figured that would go hand in hand with
How
health
did
and
it
safety.
go? Because changing careers like that, that's not always easy. Because now you got to get into biology and other stuff too, don't you? Which is a monster. I know people that were very smart and they couldn't do biology.
I didn't know what I signed up for. Paramedic school. I'm an EMT currently in paramedic school.
Yeah.
I didn't realize how much schooling comes with paramedic school.
Right.
So shout out to all the paramedics out there because that schooling is grueling.
And we have great paramedics here in Bethel Park. Great firefighters too. Great system here. The firefighters answer like 500 calls a year.
Wow.
Because we got over
Wow.
35,000 people here in Bethel Park.
So again, shout out to the first responders again.
Yes.
We need you guys.
And you got one guy here.
Proud
He's
to be in
here,
that group.
and he's strong. No, thanks for filling in because I want a little of your history. We're good friends, so I appreciate it, respect you, and you have more respect for what you're doing now.
Thank you, Al.
And we're going to bring your better half on, and we're going to take a little break right now.
Perfect.
So you go get her, and you're in charge of the kids.
Daddy's on duty. Thank you.
All right, we got Josh's better half, who's also a good friend of mine. And as Josh said, I was asked by both of them to be MC at their wedding, and they said I did a good job.
You
So
did a great job,
I'm honored.
really.
I'm honored. So now I'll let her, my good friend, introduce herself to all of you.
Hi, everyone. I'm Bryn Marie, Josh Himes' wife.
Yes, I'm glad we clarified that.
Yes, there we go. So that's me. We have 3 beautiful, healthy children, the ages 3 and under. So we have 3 kids in diapers.
You're blessed,
So I am, yeah. So
truly blessed.
yeah, it's amazing. I think becoming a mom has been one of the coolest things. But
Sure.
before motherhood,
Yeah, please
was
fill us in a
busy.
little bit about what you did, because you've done great. And I even know a couple of the songs that you wrote and sang. I heard you sing them, and
Aw.
I already told them how great you are, so
Oh, did
carry
you?
on. Yes. Sorry.
So, no, you're good. You're good. No, so I am originally from southwestern PA
Tell them where.
and Greene County, so Carmichaels,
We,
Pennsylvania.
we appreciate that.
Yeah, hometown, small town. Loved it growing up, and
Sure.
moved to Nashville, Tennessee.
What
I
were
lived
you
down there for-
pursuing down there?
Music, of course.
Well, we had to bring that up.
You know, yeah, of course, my music. So I was, I was playing around the Pittsburgh area for many years before that, and I
Sure.
wanted to take it seriously and make the big move to Nashville, Tennessee, because that's where Music City
When
is.
did you
and-
start singing?
Oh, I was always playing music.
Your whole life.
Yeah, like whether it was an instrument. Or
What
singing with my
instrument did you
family.
first play?
Believe it or not, the violin.
You got to be
I
kidding.
played classical violin for like 18 years. Yeah.
Wow, what a
And-
background.
And I played drums because of my dad and my brothers.
You're
so,
kidding.
Yeah, so I was
How
more
many
of a drummer.
brothers do you have?
I have 2 brothers
Okay.
and an older sister, and then, but my dad, he was always, his side of the family is very musical. So
Sure.
we,
Well, you got half of those genes, so
Yeah, I
it
got
must
half the
have, it
genes.
might have worked.
they fit pretty good.
Yeah,
so I was like, all right.
I'll vouch for that, folks. I am a man, and I'll vouch for that.
That's funny. But yeah, so I moved down there, lived there for 12 years, was very blessed with a great career. I was writing music and touring as a country
Right.
rock artist.
I know. I was
And-
so glad and honored to meet you and then
Oh,
hear some
man.
of your songs.
Thank you.
I was just impressed.
Thank you.
Truly, still am.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah.
Yes.
I'm impressed I'm here without spit up on my shirt. And with having 3 kids.
And folks, she's wearing black.
And I'm wearing black. No, but that's
No,
an
you're
accomplishment.
doing
you know?
great.
Having the 3 kids and
Yeah.
you know, just doing the whole mom thing, which is awesome. But
And your story meeting Josh
yeah,
just blew me away.
Did
You
it?
know, just so romantic and heartfelt. Your whole
Really was.
relationship and
Yeah.
just how you guys together just were meant to be. I'll just share
for
that.
sure. We knew it before we even met in person, which is crazy.
Right.
Um,
We won't go into those
We
details.
won't go into all those
but I
details,
wanted some of
but-
the background.
Yeah,
So now
yeah.
you're in Nashville.
yeah, so I went out when I was in Nashville. I wrote a lot, and I recorded a music video, a whole.
Do you have
record.
CDs out there?
I do, and a bunch of music on iTunes.
Tell them how to find out about your music, please.
Okay, so if you want, you can see a lot of music
I want
videos.
them too.
Okay, so there's a lot of videos on YouTube. Just look up Bryn Marie Music on YouTube, and
Spell Bryn for him because some people.
BRYNN
Okay.
MARIE, and then
Thank you. I'm getting old, so I
iTunes.
need to hear that.
right, and then iTunes.
Okay.
There's many songs on iTunes. I sign CDs when I do live shows and stuff, but
Well, you're so nice. Why wouldn't you?
oh, right, I guess.
Yeah.
I'm like, who has CDs anymore? But I like that people still buy them.
It's
So
it's like a
awesome.
calling card. It's like a business
Yes, it
card.
is.
Is how I look at it. The music industry, not to get too crazy, has changed so drastically
It has.
that I feel bad for every musician
Yeah.
because of they were mistreated before, and now it's worse because their source of income is diminished and depleted like you can't believe.
Yeah.
I don't know if I could explain it any better. They go to zero.
Yeah.
So when you go to
Yeah, they
zero,
can.
it's not good.
Right.
Definitely.
Yeah.
But so now you did your Nashville thing.
Yeah, and I was lucky enough. When I was in Nashville, and it's crazy. You work so hard to get to Nashville, and then when you're living there, you want to.
Nothing.
Well, no, it's like you want to get out of Nashville in a way of being in the touring world, and so
Sure.
I've been fortunate enough to open up for Pat Benatar for many years.
Wow.
Cheap Trick, Heart. I was with them.
I love
REO
Heart.
Speedwagon.
I love Heart.
Do you?
Yeah,
So then-
I'm a
so it's
fan
like
of Heart.
a lot of rock
especially their
tours,
Led
but-
Zeppelin "Stairway to
Yeah.
Heaven."
Yep.
I've listened to
That
that
was-
many
that's
times.
beautiful.
Oh yeah, and Magic Man and stuff like
Right.
that. You're getting me going
It's
crazy
just awesome.
there.
No, it's just so cool. So, for me to tour with these legendary artists was quite the experience. I soaked up like a sponge, and
Yes.
and then I did a lot of country stuff. But I will tell you, the rock tours for me, it was just I couldn't get.
They meant more to you.
Well, yeah, because
Why?
well, I was with Pat Benatar for a year and a half.
How is she as a person?
She's incredible.
I've heard good things about her.
She's incredible. I say that she is everything that she says she is. It's not like it's a different person on stage. She
Right.
is exactly.
She's that person.
Yeah, and so I can relate to that because I try to be as true to myself. And
Yes.
she was the one, honestly, that heard me the first time I opened for her, and believed in me enough to take me on tour with her for over a year.
Wow, what an impression.
Yeah, so it was really amazing.
Another blessing.
Yeah, but she we had an amazing career together. I was able to. She would ask me to come out and sing with her on stage. We sang "We
Wow, how
Belong" every
cool is
night.
that?
So it was a really amazing experience. But I think the coolest is, after touring with her, I thought, oh my gosh, this is it. Like, this is so sad. I'm not gonna see them anymore. And we just got so close, and
Right.
we're even closer now.
That is
So
great.
it is cool. Like just to know like our friendship really meant something, and she's just.
It's lasted.
It is. Yeah.
And in this day and age,
It's
things
hard to
go so
find that.
quickly, and
Yeah.
people aren't as honest and open as
Right.
we are,
Yeah.
nor as smart either.
Yeah, right.
So,
I'll
I mean,
take
that means so much in this day and age,
Yeah.
not to get too critical.
True.
But, I know how smart you are and savvy, too.
Oh, thank
Because to
you.
survive like you did before having a family,
Yeah.
I know what goes into that.
Yeah. It's a lot.
Definitely,
It's
no
a lot,
doubt.
but when you find a gem like that, and you find people you can trust, and you
Sure.
hold on to that, and you treat it,
You
like-
cherish it.
Yeah, you cherish it, and it can last forever and stuff. So, it's just been a great career, and then I popped out 3 kids, and here I am. And it's awesome because they are the coolest things I've ever done. So they're
And
my
let me explain to my fans and your fans, they're all very cute.
They
and
are
they have
cute.
a beautiful mama
Aw.
and a handsome dad who's just lean, because I can't say anything else.
He is. He's lean.
But that's the truth.
Yeah.
And you guys have really done well, and it was so great to meet your kids, and I friended 2 of them. So
Aw,
I'm working
yeah.
on the 3rd
I
one,
love
but
it.
that'll happen another day. And what I wanted to get into is how did you get contacted for this tour?
So this
Because
tour,
because how did that even happen?
well, it's a small world in the music
We
business.
know it, yeah.
You know, so anyone knows, like, once you start diving into anything.
You got a network.
You network, and I feel like, I swear, it's like the world seems so big, but the network is so small.
Look at Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
I call it 2 degrees of separation. Who knows you and who knows your family?
Yeah.
The rest of it doesn't matter.
You're right.
So
You're right.
there's no 6 degrees. It's 2.
You're right. It's 2 degrees here for sure.
Thank you for agreeing, ma'am. We'll carry on. Go ahead
But it
with
was
that.
one of those things. So my friend Karen Staley, she's a #1 hit songwriter in Nashville.
Yes, I've heard of her.
She's amazing, and she's originally from Beaver County, believe it or not.
No way.
Yes. And so
2 degrees.
right, 2 degrees. There you have it. And you know, she in Nashville. I just remember everyone just, you know, she wrote "Take Me as I Am" and "Keep Her the Stars."
Yeah.
She wrote, I mean, "Hey Baby, Let's
Huge
Go to Vegas."
hits, yeah.
Huge hits, right? And we became friends in Nashville. And
How can
then-
they not become friends with you?
I don't
You're just
know.
a real person.
Well, thank you.
Definitely.
I am
With 3
definitely
kids now.
Yeah,
Yeah.
right. Yeah. Definition.
No,
of a
but
true
that's
mom,
great.
but-
So through her,
So through
they
her-
contacted you.
Yeah, she was just like, "Hey, Brian, could you step in for like a few weeks?" She had to step out of the tour. She's like, "I'm just singing on the tour. We're doing patriotic stuff. If you would
Yeah.
like to join, that would be really great." And it so happened that I think why it just worked. It was like I just reached out to her, just saying, "I love what you're doing. Keep doing what you're doing and
Yeah.
standing up for our freedoms. I love it.
Yeah.
And just keep going, girl." And then
Yeah, freedom,
then-
faith, and
yeah.
family.
Yep, that's it.
No, Josh told us the theme, so you
Yeah.
just tied right into it without me asking.
That's it.
No,
So
and
it's just-
that's how simple this is.
is.
So you were all in with doing it.
Yeah.
And I'll tip off, Josh said one of the greatest things is, because I go, what was great about it? He goes, we went there and they gave us a tour bus
It was amazing
for our family.
for the whole family.
And I said, you're kidding.
No, it was like crazy because we were like, "How are we really going to do
And I'm
this?"
sure you've been on tour buses.
Yeah, I have, but I've never had like one to myself like that. You know, where
So you actually had privacy with your family.
Yeah, and it was like it wasn't just, you know, when you're traveling. Anybody knows this, but like when you're traveling by yourself, it's one thing. When you experience something that means something to you
Sure.
as a family
It's
unit,
heartfelt.
yeah, like I could cry thinking about it. It was awesome.
Don't.
And then my dad, I know, right? I got mascara on, but you
Okay.
know.
We don't want to run
No,
it.
no,
I'll
I'm
get a
good.
napkin out.
Trust me, it's all good. But hey, I don't even have a mom bun right now, and that's a big accomplishment too.
Yes. And your
Seriously,
hair
like-
looks wonderful.
Oh well, thank you. You're so sweet. But
Thank you.
my dad went with us. I took my dad
That is great.
because we need another pair of hands.
Did
We
he
were
bring
outnumbered.
drums?
He did.
How'd I
And
guess?
he played music with me. And
Well, you said they're musical in your
yeah,
family.
yeah.
Why
and so
wouldn't
he
he?
sang too. And it
With
was
his
just-
daughter.
Yeah.
That is great.
Yeah. So just think, it was just, it's like a bucket list thing. Like, what's something we could always do? And Josh and I even talked about, we're like, we would love to go out west
Yeah.
in an RV and just see the, show
See the
kids.
country.
And then it just happened. So we knew it was a God thing. We knew we were supposed to say yes.
We don't know his plan, and
We
he
don't.
reveals it to us.
Yeah, and sometimes it's bigger than you can imagine. So,
Yes.
and it just so happened to be one of those things. I was like, hey, I would love to come out, but I have 3 kids plus my husband. I don't leave my husband. I don't
They
leave
go,
my
no
kids."
problem.
Yeah, and they said, come on out. The whole thing's for you. So I thought
Wow.
that was incredible.
No, that is so great. And how many cities did you actually go to?
Well,
Do you know?
I believe we went to 8 states.
Okay.
I believe 8 states. I'm gonna say, oh my gosh.
Josh said maybe 17.
But he's about right, about probably 17, 18.
Okay.
Yeah, and then I actually leave this weekend for Nashville. I'm
Yeah.
gonna fly down there just real quick, do their show, and then
We
we come
talked
back
off
up here.
air about that, so
Yeah.
that's your coming attraction.
Yeah, so I'll
And-
fly down there real quick and then come back.
And you'll be at the Beaver Courthouse on the 21st
July
next week.
21st, next Wednesday.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Next Wednesday, that's where you'll be.
That's where I'll be.
And Josh was telling me that they'll have Brewsters there and
Yeah.
they'll have ice cream for people. And my son's in the Navy, he can get a free ice cream cone.
Yeah.
So that's a tease for us to
That's
get
the
up
cool-
there.
That's right. Come up for the ice cream.
We'll have to
But
see
it's-
that.
But it's neat because I think seeing the community pull together and to give recognition to everybody who's keeping our community strong.
And you're
is
trying
really
to be
important.
positive
It's a
in that
total
way.
positivity.
It's a positive type thing with unity and
Yeah.
friendship and faith.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it sounds
because
simple to me.
It is simple enough. I mean, it's there's been a lot of things thrown at us recently, and
Well, look
and-
at the lost year we had.
right.
Among other things with, going on just what we see and don't want to see.
Yeah,
So,
exactly.
and we've survived,
Yeah.
you know. And
But you got to have that positive attitude and
I got
to keep
it.
him. Yeah, you do. I know you do. you just shine of it. But
Thank you.
But to get everybody together and to feel like you're not alone and that you got to
people
stay
need
positive.
that
They do.
because look at the mental health aspects that we have and
Exactly.
being alone, and then look at people in bad relationships, how they got worse.
Yeah.
And look at kids that feel left out.
I think that is where our biggest fight is right now because obviously I'm sensitive. I'm a mom and I'm a concerned mom now.
How
Just-
could you not be?
Right.
What's
want-
their future going to be like?
Exactly. So what good was it for me just to sit at home, you know, and just talk about it with Josh when we can actually go out there and make a difference? So
That's
I
a
knew
great
it was going to be
point.
hard. I knew it was going to be hard. I knew
Sure.
we would get drained with, you know, taking all 3 kids in and out everywhere and do
Yeah.
all that. But at the same time, we looked at each other and we said, "Is it worth it?" And there was
Well,
no
like
doubt.
like I tell people, and I told Josh, I like helping people,
Mm-hmm.
and don't you feel great when you're helping others?
Yeah.
That's one of the greatest feelings you can
It is.
have. That's why I try to be nice to people, and that's why with my Talking Machine show, I try to promote great people like Josh and Bryn
Oh, thank you.
and their 3 kids, because I can
Thank
only
you.
imagine in the future how they're going to turn out. That's no threat. That's a promise.
Yeah.
They will turn out well.
They better.
They will.
They better. They have no other
There's
way.
no choice.
Yeah, trust me. There's times I'm like, we try with our kids to get them so hands-on with everything, like we
Sure.
did growing up. You know,
Yeah.
it was just so different. And
You're trying to practice what you grew up with
Exactly.
and make them adults and part of society. Is
yeah,
what
but
you're
not,
trying to
but let
do.
the- yeah,
and not
make
be
them
needy.
realize,
Not be
yes,
needy.
not be
like
needy
we see.
or entitled.
Yeah,
You know,
forget
and
those 2 words.
I just can't. with
Yeah.
Those 2 words. But I want them to appreciate things and realize like what are blessings in life and what the real focus is and standing on your faith and being confident in who you are
Yeah.
is key, I think, to anyone just being happy, you know. So
No, I understand that. Anything you want to close out, because we got about a minute and a half or so to go, that you'd want to cover anything, or did we cover pretty much
I would
what
just
you
say
wanna-
maybe that so at the event Karen Staley is going to be performing.
Oh, okay. So
she's
your
back
friend
on
will be
tour.
there.
Yeah, so my friend will be there, Karen, and then I'll be singing as well. So it's going to be really neat. We're going to sing some songs together.
Oh,
We get the
how
crowd
cool is
involved.
that?
It's
Yeah.
really awesome.
Yeah. And then she's going to be back, so you're going to be off the tour? Or
Well,
how's
no,
that going
no,
to work?
it's
Because
weird.
I was thinking one's in, one's out.
No, we
You
gotta,
got
like-
in, they want to keep you.
I think just because of our family. I don't know. We're like, we're
You're
like,
cracking me up.
Well, no, seriously, they're like, oh, you guys give us enough entertainment. Yeah, just as
Daily.
But what was cool about it, I think that that maybe it didn't really ring until we were out there, is the fact you see all these massive tour buses that say faith, family, freedom, and we were that family.
Yeah.
That kind of
You're like one of the faces of what this tour is about.
Yeah, and
That's
what
cool
it
in
really
itself.
means,
Yeah.
for us to be parents, taking our kids out there, to meet so many new people and to just push and fight for our kids. You know, I think it was special, really.
Just the positivity and what you're trying to do and strive to do. I appreciate and
Oh,
respect
thank you.
that.
Thank you.
And I'm glad I could have Josh and Bryn on my show.
Yeah.
Hope you guys enjoyed this informative show.
I hope
And
so.
this will be coming out in a couple days. So if you can make it there at the Beaver County Courthouse,
Yeah, it's the park across the street from the
as
courthouse.
simple as that. Bryn
Yeah.
just told it better than I did.
No, that's great. It's great.
She corrected me nicely. You notice how smooth she was? And we're going to end the show on that happy note. Thanks again, and
Thank
good
you.
luck and continued success for you, Bryn, and my man, Josh.
Thank you, and thanks for having us. We adore you.
You're welcome. And that'll be it. Till the next Talking Machine show. Stay tuned.